Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, my name is Griselda and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Gigi Hadid and Maybelline collab. I got their PR package sent to me. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my first impression and honest review on this collection. From what I've seen, the packaging has been very classy and just very Gigi Hadid. I want to show you guys what I got in the package. So this is how it came. It came with this cute travel case, I want to say. It has her pictures on both sides. This is like East Coast meets West Coast Gigi Hadid, which I thought was super cute because she's from the West Coast but now lives on the East Coast. So yeah, let me show you guys what's inside. It has her East Coast glam and then her West Coast glow. I'll show you guys as I'm going and applying the product what goes on which side. I thought this was a super cute way of packaging her collab. Like, I love anything that has either gold packaging or silver packaging. I think it makes it look more expensive than what it really is. Everything looks like it was thought out and just well put together, in my opinion. I honestly haven't done any swatches. I usually do swatches on Snapchat, but I just thought I wanted to do like a first impression video for this collab. It also came with this, and this is called the Jetsetter palette. I think from what I've seen is like a travel kit. It comes with 2 concealers, 2 lip balms, 4 eyeshadows, a bronzer, a blush, a highlight, a mascara, and 2 brushes. I can definitely see someone traveling with this. I actually would travel with this, but knowing the way that I travel with my makeup, I would probably add a little bit more. You guys know I've used Maybelline's products before, so there's some things that I like, there's some things that probably won't work for me. But so if you want to hear my honest opinion on this collab, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on your notifications so you get notified every single time I upload. And without further ado, let's get started with this video. Okay, so starting off with the East Coast Glam, I took out these 2 skin products. This is a tint primer, and this is in the shade light to medium skin tone, and it's a primer. And then it has a liquid strobe, and it's called Iridescent. This is a highlighter, and this is a tinted. And moving on to the West Coast Glow, we also have 2 skincare products, and we have a tinted primer, and this one is in the shade medium to deep, which probably be the one that I'm using today. And then also a highlighter, and this one is in the shade gold, which I'm assuming is a little bit more on the golder side. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of the medium deep primer all over my face. Whoa, maybe this is too dark. Yeah, that's not. So this is way too dark. So the medium to deep didn't work, so we're gonna try the light medium. This one seems like it would probably match me. Because it's a primer, I'm applying it with my fingers, but maybe I should have used a brush because it has tint to it. Ooh. doesn't give you a lot of color. Maybe if you're a little lighter than me, it might give you a little bit more tint. I would probably recommend to apply it with a brush because of the tint. If it was just like a regular primer, you can apply it with your fingers. This you can also use just as a regular, like on the go, if you're just gonna go run some errands and like need some type of color on your skin, you can definitely use this. So now that we have the primer on, I am gonna go put on my foundation, my concealer, and then be right back. Okay, so me personally, I've never been a fan of like brushes that come in kits like this because I just feel like I'm so accustomed, used to using my own brushes that every time I try them, it just doesn't work out for me. So I'm not gonna be using these brushes. I'm gonna be using the shade right here, and this is the number 1, and this is a light medium, just to highlight under my eyes. I'm gonna be using this Gigi 03 eye contour brush to apply my concealer. I'm just gonna pick that up and then just apply it directly. That might be a little too light for me. I like using a flat brush when using cream products because I have a little bit more control of applying them, and then I just go in with a beauty blender or a sponge to blend it out. Actually not mad at the color. Let's just see how it blends out. It blends out actually pretty well. It gives you a pretty good coverage. I don't know if you guys can hear Jordan snoring. I usually don't like to use any cream products because I find that they're super hard to blend out, but this actually blends out really smoothly. And I feel like it's not patchy, so it's really easy to just blend out. And it just melts right into my foundation. I thought this would be one of the products that I was gonna say no to, but I'm actually not mad at it. I'm just gonna set it with some translucent powder. I do want to mention that they did put numbers back here for each product. They also listed in the back what each number was, so it makes it super easy for you guys to remember. I'm going to be using the number 12 as my bronzer. So I usually use like a taper brush for my bronzer, which might be easier for me to like apply or pick up. It does have a little fallout. I'm just barely tapping it. I picked it up right at the tip of the brush, but let's see how this performs. For my skin tone, would go a little more on the warmer side. It does have like a cooler undertone, but it also has some warmthness to it. But sometimes depending on the skin tone and the undertone, that type of product can be a little bit on the muddy side. And if you add too much, I feel like that's what is gonna end up happening for me if I add too much bronzer. So I'm just gonna stop right there. So for blush, I'm gonna be using this pinky, and I am gonna just apply it at the apple of my cheeks. I'm gonna do one side with a strobe liquid highlight, and then I am going to be doing a powder highlight on the other side so you guys can see both of them. I'm gonna be applying it with my ring finger. I'm gonna work it into my hand first. You always wanna start really, really light. This is the more gold highlight. This is such a subtle highlight. You can always put this in your foundation. So on the other side, I am going to be using the highlight in the palette. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really pretty. This is more of like a pink undertone highlight. Very pretty. You can always use the strobe liquid as a base for your highlight. Let's see what it looks like with the powdered highlight on. Oh yeah, it definitely picks up a little bit more. I'm also going to be showing you a swatch of the iridescent strobe liquid so you guys can see the difference. So this one definitely has a real gold rich undertone, and then this one is more iridescent and it has like a pinker undertone. Both very pretty. Okay, so moving on to the eyes. This one has like more neutral tone, and then she came out with, these are her East Coast palettes. How cute is this holographic packaging? So these are her two East Coast palettes. She has a warmer tone and a cooler tone. I usually gravitate towards the warmer tone. This is like a very simple glam. This is very editorial for me. Like I see this a lot in runway, very cool tones on models. But yeah, these are the two palettes that she created for her East Coast glam. And for her West Coast glam, she also created a warm tone and a cool tone. These are very West Coast palettes. They're very different to the East Coast, which I love because she's catering to a huge demographic. Here in the West Coast, I feel like you see a lot more glowy skin, very shimmery eye. I love the fact that they did 4 different palettes to cater to everyone. But for me, I would probably gravitate more towards this if I want to do like more of like an everyday glam. If I want to do more of a sultry evening look, I would probably do use the cooler tones. I personally love a big palette because I like to go in and dig with my brush and just kind of like go in. And sometimes, like I said, with the whole bronzer situation, it's really hard for me to go in without picking up another color that I don't mean to pick up. Like the size of these for me, I probably, if I would look at them, I probably would be like, I don't know, it would be really hard for me to like want to like use such a small eyeshadow palette. I love the colors. I'm not mad at them. Like I love the fact that they have both undertones, which is really hard to do. But for this look, I am gonna go more for the, obviously I'm on the West Coast, so I'm gonna be using this West Coast palette, and this is called the Warm palette. And I thought it was really cute that they also show you examples of how to use this palette. So if you are a beginner, this is gonna be super helpful for you. So I'm gonna start off with this first transition shade here, which is like more of a skin tone color, and I'm just gonna pick that up with a fluffy brush. And I put a generous amount of the crease color because it does get lost in transition when you apply the second color and the third color. So I always like to have a generous amount of that color on first. We're just gonna go back and forth. And the color payoff is actually really good. Sometimes I'm very skeptical with drugstore brands because I have to kind of continue going over and over and over to get the color payoff that I desire. But these eyeshadows are really pigmented, and I've used their mini palettes before, so I already knew that they were gonna perform really well. Okay, so you guys do not laugh at this brush because I've had this brush for over a decade. Like, it's been through hell and back, let me tell you. But the reason why I won't get rid of this brush is because it used to be super fluffy like this. I'm not joking. This brush used to be as fluffy as this. But throughout the years, it's been going, like I said, it's been going and going and going. And I keep it because it helps me get right into the crease when I'm trying to be very detailed. So I'm gonna be using this brush and a little bit of this. It's like a chocolatey, purpley eyeshadow. And I'm just going to apply that like right on the outer corner and then just kind of bring it into the crease just a little bit, just to define my crease, because I don't want to do like a super dramatic crease color. Do you see how it just kind of like stays right in there? This kind of helps me do like a wash of color when I don't want it to be super intense. Do you see? And for my lid, I'm going to pick up this gold shade right over here with a flat synthetic brush. Usually what I like to do with any shimmery eyeshadows, I just like to spray it with Fix Plus, and then that is just going to intensify the color just a little bit more. And I'm just going to press it in. Pressing it in also helps prevent any fallout. So in her East Coast collection, she has a black pencil liner. So it's a super black pencil. You can definitely use this in your waterline to like intensify the look. I personally, if you guys have been following me for a while, it's very rare when I do a black eyeliner because I feel like it closes my eyes. Like I have like really kinky eyes, and when I use black eyeliners, it just makes me look like I'm tired, and sometimes it just brings my eyes closer and I just don't like that. But it's a super black eyeliner. And then she also has a liquid liner and it looks like this. So I'm going to be doing a cat eye with this eyeliner. I feel like it's super easy to apply. You don't have to put too much pressure. I feel like with some pen eyeliners, you have to like press it in. This is actually just coming out on its own. I do have a hard time doing a really sharp wing with a pen, so I'll show you guys a really cool trick where you can actually define your wing a little bit better. What you want to do is grab an angle brush with a little bit of concealer. Just going to clean that up, and it gives you a more defined eyeliner. So in her collection, there's two mascaras. There is the Lash Sensational Mascara, and then there's this fiber mascara. So let me show you guys. So one of the sides has the fibers, and then obviously this side is the mascara. And then we have the regular mascara. I'm gonna be using the Lash Sensational Mascara. I've never tried this mascara before, so let's see how it performs. Definitely lifts my lashes really well. So you guys know how much I love a nude eyeliner in my waterline because it opens up my eyes and it neutralizes some of my redness. And I was so excited when I found out that Gigi came out with a nude liner. I feel like it's a little too light for me. For like my taste, the way that I like my eyeliner in my waterline, I like it to be a little bit more warmer, a little less white. So I probably wouldn't use this again because it's too light, unless that's the look that I'm going for. But for me, I was like so happy because you guys know I love nudes. Like I love nude eyeliners. I have so many nude eyeliners for my waterline that I can probably start a collection. So there are 6 shades for the collection. They have 3 shades for the East Coast and then 3 shades for the West Coast. These are a lot cooler, very neutral tones, and then you have your brighter shades for the West Coast. I'm gonna be swatching every single one of them so you guys can see what the shades look like on my lips. So let's start with the East Coast shades, and I'm gonna start off with the lightest shade, and this one is called MCCALL. I'm not gonna be using a lip liner, I'm just gonna apply it directly on my lips. This has like a more taupey undertone. It's like a neutral, very nude pink, I would say. Let's see how that looks on my lip. These are super creamy. I don't know. I'm not mad at the color, but I feel like it does wash me out a little bit. I think if I were to use this with a lip liner, with like a warmer tone lip liner, I think it would work. But it doesn't help that I have like a super neutral eye and I'm wearing like a super neutral lip. The next shade is called TAURA. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's a little darker than MCCALL, so let's see if this one works good with this eye makeup. Very taupey. I don't think this color looks good on my skin tone. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not one of my favorites. So the last color is called ERIN. This is a darker, very plum color. I think I'm gonna like this one. I really like this one. This one is really pretty. Out of the 3, this one's my favorite. Definitely, I can see myself wearing this. Okay, so let's move on to the West Coast. So let's start with the lighter color. I'm gonna be using, I think this is called KHAIR. I think I might be murdering the name, and I'm sorry if I am, but this is a lighter red. I feel like it's more of like a blue red, but let's see how it applies onto the lips. It's more orangey. It's not super pigmented. This is very like that in-between bright color. The next color is called LANI, and let's see how this looks. Yeah, see, this is almost like a cherry red. Yes, I can definitely see myself wearing this. This is really, really pretty. Let's move on to the last lipstick. Last but not least, we're gonna be trying the shade AUSTYN. And this one is a little brighter than KHAIR, which is the first shade that I tried. I feel like this is gonna be a little bit more pigmented. So let's try this out and see what it looks like. Just kidding, this is a little lighter, but I feel like it's a brighter orange. This is definitely a brighter orange. It's very sheer. If I had to pick out of the three, my favorite would probably be LANI, which is the second one that I tried from the West Coast collection. If I had to pick from the East Coast collection, my favorite color would probably be ERIN. I'm gonna take this off and put LANI back on because I loved this color so much. So let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, everyone, this is the final look for the review slash first impression of the Gigi Hadid in collab with Maybelline. So yeah, I hope you guys really like this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below on this look, or if you have any other suggestions on what else I should film. And I will see you guys next time.